Hi everyone, it is Shamila here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've done a little video for you using my Cricut, and I thought today I would show you how I amend a Cricut card front because I don't have a Cricut mat for my maker. I don't think it's landed in South Africa yet. So I have to use normal cardstock and I have to amend my design so that if I put a piece of card on my mat, it will cut in the right place and score in the right place. So if this is something that you would like to do, then this is the video for you. This is the home screen of Cricut Design Space, and as always you will see lots of different options that are recommended for you, what the featured items are, and I always say that these change from time to time depending on the time of year. This is the area where if you are looking for a particular project or a particular profile of someone to follow, you are welcome to come and look for me on Design Space. I am Shamila Hendricks, and if you search, my projects will come up, and that is my profile. So the top left hand side, that little, let's go back there, this is what everyone refers to as the burger. So let's go to the burger to find our canvas. The canvas is the area where you create, where you make your designs. So I'm going to start off with by looking for a project, and on the left hand side you can find your project folder right here, and here you can search for projects. So I am going to be searching for a birthday card, and I will search for it, and then all the birthday cards that you have access to will come up. Here is one that says happy birthday. I'm just going to choose anything. And what's lovely about Design Space cards is especially the ones that you can use in your card mat, is that it has those 4 little corners there. So all you do is you stick another piece of cardstock behind it. And I have to tell you, I do have some of the Cricut card packs. They are absolutely awesome. The quality of the cardstock in there is incredible. It's really nice, and I am a sucker for a nice piece of cardstock. So let me find something. That one is a draw and cut. You see now the options are so great, I'm not even sure which one I want. How about this one? So once you click on a project, it will give you the option. It will tell you that it's an easy card. It takes less than 30 minutes to make. And this gives you instructions as to how to create it with the Cricut card mat. So I'm going to customize it because I don't have a Cricut card mat. And it will load into your canvas like that. Now if you leave it here and you go to make it, what will happen is it will automatically choose a card mat, and if I change it and say on a normal mat on the left hand side there, it's going to cut here. But this is going to be the wrong side of a particular card, because if I cut it on that part of the mat, it is going to be on the back of the card, because the card will open from the right towards the left side. So let's just cancel that. And I thought to myself, why do I need to physically cut the card when I have a machine to cut it? So I'm just going to hide this for one moment, and we hide it on the right hand side. There's a little eye function here, so if you click on the eye, you will hide that. I'm going to the shapes bar on the left hand side, and I'm going to choose one of the shapes. I always choose the square, and then I'm going to change it to another color so that I can see what I'm doing, because the black is too dark. And on the top here you will see If you click on that little black icon there, you can change because all the color options will come on, and you click away and there we have our square. Now when you hold your cursor right here on one of the corners, you can enlarge and reduce the size of something, but it will always resize proportionately. And if you want to resize it, for example, I want a rectangle now because my card is going to be a rectangle. You go to the top here, there's a little lock, and so you can undo that lock and put in your preferred dimensions. So I know I want my width to be about 25.5 centimeters by, let's say, 15 centimeters. And if I go enter, I now have the size of my card. Then I want to automatically do a score. So why not let the machine do the score for us? So under the shapes panel, the score line is free. So if you click on the score line, you can bring it into your card. I know that the height of my card is 15. So at the top here, I'm going to make it 15, and it will now be in proportion or the right height for my card front. What I now need to do is to center that score line. So if you do Control A or select all and you go to the top, there's an align button right here. If you click that and you click the center button, what will happen is that score line will be smack bang in the middle of your card. While I have everything selected, I'm going to the function here at the top and I'm going to group that. And what the group function does is means I can now move all that around and it's a one single item. The score line is not going to stay behind when I move it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck that eye so that my card front can be visible. It is now behind my card front. So the cut file needs to come to the front. So if I click on one of these items and I go to the Arrange tab at the top, I'm going to send my card to the back and the Birthday Queen result will come to the front. Now we need to center that on here. And I'm actually looking at the size. I think my card is a little bit too high. So let's just change that. And I'm going to unlock that again. I'm just going to change that to 14 and just see how it looks. I think it's still a little bit. So I'm going to make it 13.5. 13.5. I'm just using my eye as a guide and I think that looks a lot better. So now I'm going to Control A or CMDA, which means I'm choosing everything. I now want to make that Birthday Queen front in the middle of the front of my card, which is here. I don't want it in the center there. I want it in the center here. So at the top here you have an align button, and if I say center, now let me just get this right, center vertically, I always get that wrong, it will automatically center that in the middle of my card. And I think that looks about right. I'm just going to shift it ever so slightly to the right because left and right I'm going to eyeball that. And now the next thing is I'm going to choose everything and I'm going to attach. Now you see the little paper clip at the bottom right hand side here. If I attach it to my card, it means when I go to make it, all these elements will remain attached to each other, much like a paper clip holds everything together for you. It will attach all those elements so that when I go to make it, it will make it in on one card front. It will be one particular item. It's not going to put birthday queen on one page and the card on another page, because that is what it thinks it needs to do right now. But the moment I click attach, you'll see that everything becomes the same color, and that means that now if I send it to my make it, or if I send it and have it and go make it, oh, I'm losing my words here, it will be one single card. So let's go make it. And there you'll see that your birthday queen design here has remained in place. And all we need to do now is to cut it and add our backing paper, and your card is done. So I'm going to do that, and then I will come back to you with the assembly video. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this with one hand. My load mat is flashing, and I'm going to click it, and it is going to load my mat. The machine will always first determine what the size of the mat is that you are using, and that is just to make sure that you have the right size mat for the size of the project on your design space. Now the next step is your play button on the maker, or your Cricut button on the maker 3 is a play button, on your maker it's the Cricut sign. So you click that, and the machine will now start to do its job. And what it's going to do first, it always does the scoring first. So you'll see that my screen at the moment is showing preparing, and I actually forgot to start recording that part now, so that's not going to show up in the video, but it's reading and it's found the scoring stylus, so it will now oh, it's already scored. I couldn't see the score line through the camera. And I'm going to fast forward this part of the video so that you don't have to watch the entire cutting process. All done, and now your unload button is flashing, and I'm going to unload my mat. There we go, all beautifully cut. I will come back with the assembly. I have finished my card, and then I decided I wanted to do an inner with a quote on the inside. So I am going to amend this rectangle that I have, so that it will, if I do a pen drawing or a message with one of my Cricut pens, and I can then do a pen option and cut out my inner piece to fit perfectly inside my card. So what I need to do is, because this image was attached, we need to select it all, and if you just click on it once, it will select everything because it was attached. We go to the bottom right hand side and we choose detach, which means that this is now a separate piece, and I can delete that. I have saved the finished card, so if I want to refer back to it at a later stage, I can. Now I'm going to ungroup it because I need to lose that score line. And if you go on your right hand side, this is your layers panel. So if I choose the line that says line score there, I can just delete it, and so I am now left with my rectangle. Now this rectangle measures 25.5 by 13.5, and I want my little inner to fit with maybe like a half a centimeter gap all around, because my card is red and I want to put a white insert in there. So I've measured half of 25.5 is, let me just get my calculator out, 25.5 divided by 2 gives me 12.75. And if I take away half a centimeter, it leaves me with 12.25. So I'm going to make my width, and I'm going to uncheck that lock because it won't be a perfect square. So it's 12.25, and I'm just going to delete the half a centimeter off that 13 and make it by 13. So theoretically this should fit perfectly inside my card. The next thing is we need to find a quote. So let's go to phrases, and on your left hand side you'll see operation type. I'm going to look for draw only because you can fine tune it, and then you can search birthday. So let's see what comes up if we choose birthday. There we go. That looks like a really nice one. It says best wishes for a fabulous birthday, and I'm going to select it. When you select it, there will be a green box around the item, and you will see at the bottom here it's been selected. Everything you select will be visible at the bottom of your screen here. So I don't need that. I'm just going to X it out, and then we say add to canvas. And now I've got my birthday wish, and I've got my rectangle, and if you look on the top here it will say pen. Okay, now I'm going to just drag it because I want it to size proportionately. So I'm going to drag it and check the size, and I think that should be good. So I'm going to do Control A or CMDA if you're on a Mac, and I'm going to align that and just say center so that my design is right in the middle of my card. So now I'm just checking, I'm highlighting that, and it says basic cut, which is right. I want it to cut out, and I'm selecting my words, and it says pen, and even though it says black pen, I can use any color pen. But also want to show you, if you go into the pen option here, we've got various options for pens. So you can use your 0.4, you can use your 0.3, you can tell the machine which pens you are using. Right, so what I wanted to show you, my apologies, for some reason my screen recording quit on me and I have no idea why. So we have got our words and we've got our rectangle to size. And when we choose these options, like I said, you would see that the pen is highlighted here because we chose a draw only design. And if we go to this little black box here, there's a drop down menu and you can choose which pen you want to use. So we're going to go with a glitter pen, and I've chosen a blue one. And if you choose your blue pen, your design will change to blue. This really doesn't matter. You are in control. Depends which color pen you want to put in. So you can tell the machine it can remain black and you can change it to any color pen because it's not that smart that it's going to detect that you've got the wrong color pen in there. Right, so now we've got our blue pen chosen, we've got our design, and at the top here, if I select everything, that is the select all button, and we go attach because we want to have our paper clip hold everything together, and I'm going to make it. And there you have your finished pen and cut design. Machine is ready to go, and I'm clicking start or play button, and let the magic begin. I'm going to fast forward this part of the video so you don't make the video too done. So we got a pen and cut all in one go. Okay, so I have folded my card on the score line. I'm just going to burnish it so that it lies beautifully and flat. And then I have cut a piece of glitter cardstock which I had in my stash, and it measures, for this size card, it measures just a little bit over 11 centimeters by 11 centimeters, so slightly more than 11 centimeters. And the reason why it needs to be approximately that size is that it just slips very nicely into those little corners, and so there's absolutely no glue needed to finish a card like this. It's super simple and easy, and this is for an 80th birthday, so I might just add an 80 somewhere if I can. If not, I will put the 80th message on the inside. And that is how I created a card using my normal cardstock, because I do not have the card mat yet. I hope you found this video useful and that you will try your hand at making a card on your Cricut. And that is it from me. Until next time, see you in cyberspace. Bye now.